Okay, so let's get up onto our feet and get started here. So, what is a wild woman? What is a wild woman? Well, first of all, there's a confusion with the word wild. Wild generally is assumed that something is out of control. Um, so, wild woman kind of can conjure up kind of the crazy woman archetype. But wild is used in a sense like wild flowers. They're organic. They just grow with the sun and the wind and wherever the soil is most fertile. Wild means to be in its natural essence, to be in its origins and its truth. So a wild woman is a woman who is vibrantly authentic and true to herself, his self. The wild woman is the one that listens deeply to their intuition. We always have our intuition there, that gut feeling. Wild woman knows how to listen. She works with and she works from her intuition. She's not afraid of being confined in any way by society, by rules, by her family. She is very authoritative in her own life. So she really takes charge of her own life, even if that means having to live outside the norm slightly. And she's really true to herself. She's constantly going in and doing the work and digging up the bones and finding what is there. So that is what the wild woman embraces. I can't wait to go deeper into the stories. There was one phrase that really stood out for me, and I'd like to think about that before we get started. The author was talking about these stories of the wild woman and how they are like vitamins to our soul. Vitamins to our soul. They nourish us and they strengthen us. They might give us something that we need. They might give us a piece of wisdom or a little bit of strength or encouragement. And I thought that was a beautiful saying for our practice of yoga, the vitamin for the soul. So before we get started, if we could just stand with our eyes closed, hands wherever they wish to be. They could be resting down by our sides. They can be resting on our heart, one hand to belly, one hand to heart, however you want to stand. And just take a deep breath here. And a big exhale, let it go. And one more time, a deep breath in. Exhaling nose or mouth, let it go. What vitamin for the soul do we need to take today? What vitamin do we need? What encouragement? What do we need strengthening within us? What do we need to remind ourselves of? What vitamin of the soul do we need today? So just asking the heart or the head or the body, what is needed? What is needed today? And see if you can give yourself a little dose of that as we practice. Each time we come into a pause, come back to that space. And come back to the breath. And let it go. Perfect. So we're going to open our eyes. We're going to get started. Release the arms, maybe even give everything a little wiggle. A little bit of a slower song today. We can really get into it. I'm going to talk you through it a little bit more today. All right. So first, just start to feel the ground underneath your feet. We've done this a couple of times together. Instead of going straight into a crazy dance, start to feel the rhythm in your body, something that is really natural. Feel your feet. Are they permanently flat to the floor? Do they lift a little bit? Do they rise? And as we start to move our feet, just notice what naturally is occurring in the rest of your body. And if something feels like that's the way you want to move, go with it. Start to listen to the instinctual movement of the body. All right. already. Explore the rhythm in your hips. So we're not caring what it looks like. That's not what wild women do. They don't care what things look like. They stay true to themselves. Even if it's something that isn't necessarily on trend, looks good to others, but it feels good to them. So explore what feels good to you in your hips. What feels good right now with your hips? How to move your hips. It doesn't have to be exactly what I'm doing. Don't copy me at all. That's imitation. Close your eyes if you need to. Just feel your hips. Okay. So your hips and your legs and your feet. What are we doing right now? What do we want to do with our hips and our legs? Even if it's us standing still, that's okay too. What do we want to do with our hips, our feet, and our legs? Part of the wild woman is that she dances. She expresses herself through her dance. The dance just comes through her. It's organic, not forced. Okay. So now let's think of our back and our spine. We don't have to stop moving the rest of the body, but just put extra focus on your back and your spine. How do we want to move that? Think of all the ways that the spine can move. Move into that. You're waking up every part of the body. Good. And the arms. You might notice the arms naturally move with the spine. How do we want to move the arms? Close your eyes. No one is watching you. No one is judging you. Free yourself from that fear. Move the way you want to move. What's going to feel good? What's going to wake your body up right now? Get all that fluid moving through you, that healing. And then just your head comes to the down. Just feeling into your neck. Just exploring the head. Now let's put it all together. So from your feet, your hips, your spine, and your head. You're just moving. You don't have to stand in one spot. Move around. It doesn't have to look like anything. It can look like everything. Getting the body to move. This. Moving from feeling. Notice when you go into your head and you go from thinking, go into feeling. Awaken your wildness, your organic nature. All right. Well done, well done. Let's come to standing in stillness now. Standing in stillness. Letting your arms be however they wish to be again. Either that's resting down by your side. Maybe one hand is to the heart, one hand is on the belly. Taking deep and slow breaths here. Again, asking yourself, what vitamins of the soul are we in need of today? That vitamin could just be energy. It could just be gratitude. It could be joy. It could be something more: strength, courage, bravery, wildness. What vitamins of the soul do we need today? Take one more breath here. Perfect. We're going to release the arms down by our side. Take a deep breath in, reaching the arms up to the sky. Let's take a forward fold. Exhale, folding down through the midline. And then just checking in with the back body. How does it feel here in the back of our body this morning? Where we are, maybe a little sway side to side. Perfect. And we're going to let the weight drop into our heels. We're going to roll ourselves all the way up again. Weight is in the heels, rolling the body up. And then at the top, opening. And taking the arms all the way out to the side and down towards the hips. We're going to breathe in, take the arms up. We're going to pull the fingers back upwards to the sky so we feel that stretch all the way down the arms, underneath side, inside of the arms, the wrists, the hands. Good. And then we're going to make fists, curl the fists under, stretching through the tops, the wrists, and the arms. Good. One more time. We're going to breathe in, pull the fingers up, opening up the underneath of the arms. And then make fists. Pull the fists under, curl them in. And then make some circles as we start to lower the arms down. Make circles as we lower the arms down. Perfect. We're going to breathe in all the way up again. And exhale all the way down. Through the center, through the middle. We're going to stand on top of our hands. So you're going to reach your hands underneath your feet. Your toes come to the creases of your wrists. So we're being held down. Good. Your feet about hip distance apart. Turn to the side here. Good. And what we're going to do is let the elbows bend so we can draw inwards towards the legs a little bit more, folding more deeply. Bend your knees as much as you need. And then it's like we're trying to break free. Keep your feet pressing into your hands and then lift up. Lift up and feel that pull, the tug through your shoulders, through your arms, your chest. And then exhale, give in. Bend the elbows, take your bow again, let your head drop. Try to come up again. Press through your feet. Keep your hands secured and lift up halfway. Keep pulling, keep lifting up so you feel the tension, the stretch. And then exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, root down, lifting up like we're trying to break free. And then exhale, release, untuck the hands. And let's come up halfway, hands either to your knees, your shins, or they can stay to the floor. Feel the freedom of lifting up, the lightness. Exhale, fold back in. Once more, inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, folding back in. Beautiful, let's come all the way up, press through your feet, circle, sweep the arms to the sky. And exhale, bringing your hands back to heart center. Perfect. We're going to take our hands, interlace them behind our back. Let your hands rest on your sacrum area. Draw the shoulders back, open the heart wide, and really press down, root down through the legs and feet. Maybe even the hips press forward, elbows pull back. And then we're going to draw the elbows together, chin to chest, rounding the back. Inhale again. Open up the heart space. Beautiful. Exhale, elbows pull in, rounding through the back, chin towards chest. Inhale, open up through heart. Elbows draw back, heart lifts high. Exhale to release. And then once more, but this time we're going to inhale, open up the heart and reach the knuckles toward the ground. So the arms are straight. Keep your heart lifting, hips pressing forward. Maybe we can take the arms a little higher. Find where is freedom in your neck. So you might move a little bit, just unstick it. One more breath. Maybe we can lift both heart and arms a little higher. And then exhale, draw the belly in as we fold forward. Tuck the chin towards your chest. So that the back of the neck gets nice and long. Knuckles lifting to sky. And release, unclasp. Just let the arms dangle for a moment. Notice how grateful they are for that release. We're going to come up halfway again. Hands either floor, shins, knees, wherever you can lift halfway. And then exhale, fold back in. Right leg steps back. Inhale. Sink the hips, lift the gaze. We're going to do our little pulses. Lift the hips, lower your gaze. Maybe the left leg straightens a bit more. Exhale, sink the hips and lift your gaze. Lower the hips, lower the gaze, lift your hips. Sink the hips, lift your gaze. And just one more. See if you can take that a little higher. Maybe that left leg straightens a bit more. And then exhale, maybe we can sink the hips a little bit lower without dropping the right knee. Good. Let's lift the hips. Step back into downward facing dog. Spread the hands, feel into your body. Spend time with the places that need a little bit more opening, a little bit more stretch. Spend time with your breath here and cultivating that deep relationship with breath. What is the vitamin of movement that we need most today? Making sure we're adding elements of that, even if it's not guided in the practice. Perfect. We're going to come down to the knees. Hips go back towards the heels for child's pose. Just taking a moment to bow. Forehead drops, shoulders relax. Breathing into the back body. Perfect. We're going to slowly rise, coming up. Come into our little dog tail wag. So we're going to move the hips side to side, just exploring again into the spine. Use your hands to steer the body around. Right, left, front and back, maybe even circles. Good. Eventually, we're going to meet back at the center. Pulling the heart forward, the shoulders go back, opening into your cow pose. Exhale, press the floor away, chin to chest. Tuck the tailbone under, and pressing the hands down. Inhaling, shoulders draw back. Open the heart. Exhale, rounding the spine as much as we can round it. Once more, with your breath. And exhale. Good, let's come back to all fours. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, we're going to come forward into our plank pose. Lowering yourself to the ground however you wish to in this moment. And on your next inhale, coming up into your back bend. And lowering back down all the way to your belly. We're going to stay here a couple more times. We're going to inhale, roll the shoulders back, open up your heart. Take it as little or as high as you wish. Lower back down. Perhaps we can even explore moving our hands around a little bit. Out to the side, maybe a little bit higher, a little bit lower than the shoulders. Exploring one more back bend. And we're going to press ourselves all the way back up to all fours, all the way back into our child's pose. Feet swing underneath the hip. Letting a sense of settling occur. Deepening the breath, deepening connection with body, with mind, with breath, with self. Let's come all the way up to all fours. Walking our hands over to the right side. And then we're going to press the hips back towards the left. A little side body stretch. Inhaling back through center. Exhaling back to the hips and heels. Once more, inhale back, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, press the hips back towards the feet. Maybe hold here for one more breath. Reach the left hand a bit more forward. And come back through center of the mat, over to the left side. Walk your hands into the diagonal to the left. Inhale, we're going to come up, shoulders over. Exhale, press the hips back. Big stretch. Inhale, coming forward, shoulders over it. Exhale, pressing back, big stretch. Once more. Inhale. hips press back. Hold here. Maybe we can reach those hands forward just a little bit more. Right hand particularly. Okay, let's come back up, back through center, all the way up into our downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, pull everything back. All right, we're gonna step the left foot forward so we come the same side of that lunge again. Left foot comes between the hands, right knee comes all the way down to the ground. Inhale it, sweep the arms up to the sky. Low crescent lunge. Perfect. Pressing off of the feet, the back foot, the back shin, and get a real big lift up through front of body. We sink a little bit more. How does it feel to be in those hips? Just explore them, explore the edge, and then pull back, press into the left foot. Maybe you're not moving a lot. Maybe you're not moving at all. Maybe that doesn't feel good on your knee. Listen to yourself. You're your best guide. We're going to take the arms around in circles. So as we pull back, the arms are going to come back. As we go forward a little deeper, the arms are going to come up. As we pull back, arms are going to circle. As we go forward, the arms are going to come up. Good. Now let's come back. Straighten your left leg and pull your toes up to the sky. Use your arms as balance. Good. And then keep those toes lifted, hands onto the floor. Take a bow over that front leg. Draw the left hip back. Lengthen through the spine. And in these little pauses, keep going back. What is that vitamin or the soul that we need the most right now? Fill yourself up with that. Bring that into the pose. Bring it into your consciousness, your awareness. So if it is vitamin happiness that we need today, maybe we bring a little gentle smile into each pose. If it's vitamin strength, how do we feel strong in this pose, in this moment? So our practice will be focused differently on an individual basis, whatever we need. Okay, let's drop the left foot, sink the hips forward again. We're going to step forward. Right foot joins the left. Give yourself a lot of space, lengthen. And then exhale, fold back in. Press through your feet, inhale, rise. Sweep the arms to the sky. And exhale the hands back to heart center. Perfect, let's do that all over again, other side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, taking our fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold, left leg steps back. Sink the hips, lift your gaze. Lift the hips, straighten the leg-ish as we look down. Sink the hips, lift your gaze. Inhale, lift your hips, look down. Exhale. Inhale, one more time. Maybe this last one, we can go our deepest. Maybe we can explore the edges a little bit more. Inhaling to lift. Beautiful. From here, step back, downward facing dog. Lift the hips to the sky. Let's lift the right leg up. Maybe we can open up the pelvis, turn the pelvis towards the right side of the room so your right leg dangles back behind you. Good. Stay here. Lift that right knee a little higher to the ceiling, to the sky. We're going to drop the left knee down all the way to the floor. Pivot your left foot behind you and drop your right foot behind you and open up. Right arm reaches to the sky, taking our wild thing. Good, one more breath. The heart is open, so it's almost like a back bend here rather than a side stretch, like we sometimes do. Right hand comes back to the floor. Hips press back towards the heels, taking a little bow, forehead to the ground. We're going to rise up back to all fours. Exhale, we're going to lower to the belly, all the way down. Okay, now this time we're going to not use the hands. I want you to lift your hands as you lift your chest and your legs. The locust pose. Elbows lift to the sky, whole body lift. Exhale, release, lower. Pressing into the hands, coming all the way up. Exhale, your choice, down dog or child's pose. Take a little march, a little walk of your legs. Find, connect to your breath. Beautiful. We're going to step the right foot forward between the hands. Drop the left knee down to the ground. Inhale, rising up for our crescent lunge, arms up to the sky. Feel that scooping up of the front body from your left knee to your fingertips, lifting up through the heart. Perfect. We could stay here or see if you can sink a little deeper. Pull back. Can we sink a little deeper? Pulling back. Sinking a little deeper, and then we can add our arms as we pull back. The arms are going to go around. As we come forward, the arms reach up. As we go back, the arms go around. As we come forward, the arms scoop up. Okay, now this time pull back. Use your arms as balance. We straighten the right leg. Toes up to the sky, chest high. Good, and then fold towards the right leg. Hands come down towards the floor. Use blocks too if you need to. Right hip pulls back, heart pulls forward, big stretch here. Finding our breath. Again, what is it that you need to call in this moment? What is it that you need to connect back to? It's already there within yourself. We enhance it with our breath. One more. Okay, we're going to plant the right foot forward. Hands come forward. Step your left foot towards the right foot. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Pressing through the feet. Inhale. Sweep the arms to the sky. Come all the way up. And exhale. Hands to heart center. All right, a little more quickly. Inhale. Reach the arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. We're going to step the right leg back. Land the right knee to the floor. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, pull the left hip back. Take your bow, just once. Come to the floor. Beautiful. Left foot lands to the ground. Good. We're going to step back, downward facing dog. This time, left leg is going to lift to the sky. Inhale, left leg up. Bend the left knee. Open the hips. Perfect. Let's take the right knee down to the floor. Left leg stays lifted. Right foot pivots off the mat. Left foot drops behind. And then lift up and lean back. Open. Press the hips forward. Modified wild thing. Good. Left hand comes back to the floor. Hips go back towards your heels. Child's pose. Breathe. Let the body soften. One more breath. Perfect. Let's rise up and come all the way down to our bellies. We're coming up for locust pose. This time, let's take the arms out in front of us, forehead down. Lift the arms, lift your chest, lift your legs. Squeeze everything off the floor. And then exhale, lower. Let's do that 2 more times. With the inhale, lifting up. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to lower. 1 more time. Inhale, lifting up. Hold here, hold here. Just moving your hands, place them back underneath your shoulders. Hug your elbows in. Can you press into your hands, lift your heart a little bit more? Keep your legs lifted too, but lift your heart. And then everything relaxes. Back onto the floor. Press into your hands, rise. This time we're going to come up to our knees. So we're going to rise up to our knees. Hands are going to come behind our lower back. Like we're howling at the moon here. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift the heart, lift your chest. Coming into your back bend. Pull the belly in. We're going to take our bow. Forehead to the floor. Reverence. Inhale, open up the heart. Like you're howling to the moon. Tailbone roots down. Exhale, bowing. Humble. 1 more time. Inhale. Open up the heart, the chest. Maybe a deeper back bend, that one. And then coming back down. Forehead to the ground. With your forehead on the ground, see if you can just rock a little bit more forward towards the top of your head. Chin is in towards your chest. There's still the weight in your legs, so it's not so heavy in your head. Let's take the hands behind us, interlace them. Start to lift the knuckles to the sky. Draw the shoulders back. Good, we're gonna come up. Either you're gonna sit in the heels or just come straight up onto your knees again. Pull the heart open. Exhale, come forward, back to the top of your head, knuckles to the sky. Last one. Pull back. If you can't sit on your heels comfortably, just go up onto your knees. Exhale, take the bow, forehead, not the forehead, sorry, crown of your head to the floor. Chin tuck to chest. And then finally release the arms. Hips go back onto your heels. A little quiet moment in our child's pose. Finding the breath. Figuring out what feels good, what doesn't. Keeping what does feel good and finding ways to adapt and make it really yours, what doesn't feel so great in this practice. Let yourself be trusted in its guidance. Trust your guidance. Okay, we're going to stretch the arms forward, rising up into our downward facing dog, tucking the toes, pulling up and back. A little march for the legs. We're going to step the right foot forward, back between the hands. Left knee is going to come down. Scooping the arms up, inhale. As we exhale, pulling the right leg back, toes to the sky. Slowly, carefully taking those hands back to the floor. Give yourself a bow. Perfect. Right foot is going to land. And we're going to step that left foot forward. Left foot comes to the right. Lengthen. Give yourself space. And then exhale. Fold back in again. Inhale, rise. Press through the feet. Circle, sweep the arms all the way up to the sky. And exhale. Hands come down to the heart. A moment to pause here. Feeling the whole body. Okay, we're going to start coming into our stronger warrior poses now. Inhale, circle sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhaling into our forward fold. Halfway lift wherever your halfway is. And exhale, fold. Right leg is going to step back. Boop. We're going to pivot the right heel down and rise up for warrior two. Feeling that strength through the lower body, but the openness, the softness in the upper body and the heart. Gazing forward, focused in our direction, where we're going. Heavily rooted in the feet. Let's dance it back. Inhale, left arm reaches up to the sky, tipping it backwards. And then tip it all the way forward, your version of your side angle pose. Just keep dancing. Take it back. Inhale. Exhale. Follow the guidance of your body. Where do you want to go? Forearm. Does that left hand want to reach the floor? You only just go halfway. Once more. Inhale, reverse it back. Exhale, dance it forward. Inhale, we're going to come all the way up. We're going to bring our hands to our heart. You're going to slightly pivot your feet towards the right back of the mat, and then take a drop towards the right knee. Inhale, we're going to come open, dancing into warrior two, and turn to face you so you can see that more clearly. Then we're going to turn and pivot. The feet pivot too, hands to heart. We're bowing towards the right leg. Open up, dancing into the warrior two. Now add a bit of flair to that if you wish. We can come over towards that back leg, hands to prayer, or we can just add some flair, however we want. Let yourself be free. You're not following me. I gave you the base. Just see how you want to move around that. Good, one more. So you start to trust your own instinct, your own intuition. And you move from a place that feels good, that is needed. Okay, we're all going to come back and meet in warrior two. Left leg is forward. Arms settle. Grounded, rooted, heart is open. Perfect. We're going to bring our hands to our hips, straighten both legs, and turn towards the longest edge of our mat. Turn the toes in, turn the heels out. Heart lifts up. Inhale. And then exhale, taking our forward fold again. Let your hands drop, your head drop. Picking up through the backs of your legs, through the sit bones. Do we want to stay here? Maybe we are pressing the hands into the earth and going deeper. Or maybe we are swaying a little bit side to side. Maybe that's going to feel great for us today. You could even walk the hands over one side to the other. So I gave you the base, and then you get to fill it in and color it however you wish in this moment. And take 2 more breaths wherever you are so you can finish up evenly and equally. And eventually, in your near future, we're going to bring our hands to our hips. Press into the feet and lead with your heart. Rise all the way back to the sky. Good. We're going to turn the toes out, turn the heels in. Inhale, sink the hips, lift your arms. The goddess pose. Good. Feel the legs working. The knees are drawing back. There's a little pressing to the outer side. We're going to stand up, circle the arms. Let the arms come forward. Inhale, back into the goddess. Exhale, the arms go back. Standing straight. Inhale, arms up, open them wide. Exhale, the arms go back. Good, we're gonna stay there again. Inhale, arms up and wide. Now bring your hands to the thighs, just above the knees, so really close down towards your knees. Lean into the heels of your hands. So you feel your weight going forward. Good, lift the chest open. Exhale, twist to the right side. Maybe we're looking over the right shoulder. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, looking over the left shoulder. Spin the body. Inhale, back through center. One more time, over to the right. Maybe we can sink that left shoulder a little bit more. Inhale, back through center. Over to the left. Dropping the right shoulder. Inhale, back through center. We're going to drop the chest straight down through the middle. Knees are apart, wide. And then lifting ourselves all the way back up. We're going to turn towards our front leg. Hands come to the floor. We're going to step back into our downward facing dog. Marching out the legs. Let's take the right leg up to the sky. Bend the knee. Open up the pelvis. Taking your scorpion pose for a moment. Then we can either do 2 things. You can drop the left knee down like we did in the modified version, or keep the left leg straight, start to pivot a bit so we can drop the right foot back, land lightly. Press the hips to the sky and open up. Knee back. Nice and strong through that left arm. If that doesn't feel good, you can always change it. Not being forced to anything here. Feel what feels good in your body. Then let's come back, drop to the knees, hips to your heels, child's pose. Let your breath investigate the back body, filling it up, stretching it out. And let's take one more breath here. Perfect. Then we're going to rise up again. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. And then we're going to walk our feet or even hop our feet back to the top of our mat. Your choice. Walk or take a little jump. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhaling to fold. Press through your feet and circle sweep the arms up to the sky. And exhale, bringing our hands back to heart. Let's take one hand to belly, one hand to heart. Really connecting in. And we feel that seed of wildness beginning to grow. Okay, let's take it on the other side. So, starting from beginning, Inhale, the arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, hinging forward from them. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Left leg steps back. Spin that heel to the ground and rise up for our warrior two. Good, just take a moment to feel grounded and rooted here, anchoring down into the feet. And then we're dancing it backwards, right arm up, leaning, tilting over that left leg, left back leg. Good, and then come forward towards the right leg. Maybe the forearm comes down, maybe the hand goes to the floor. The next two, make them more creative if you wish. You can stay exactly with those two movements or let it flow however it wants to. Let your body take you. Trust it. Inhale. Wild flowers grow by trusting the wind, trusting that they're planted in the right place. Trust the wind of your breath to carry you. Beautiful. Let's come back into that warrior two. Sinking down just a little deeper. Perfect. We're going to bring our hands back to our hips, coming back towards the center of the mat. Turn the toes in, turn the heels out. We can fold exactly as we did. If you wish, you can add that bound position with your hands behind the back. Inhale, and as we exhale, take our forward fold. Letting yourself bow. And we have about 4 or 5 more breaths here, so you can play as you wish. And coming up towards the last breath, coming back towards center. And we're going to rise. So if your hands are still behind your back, lead with your heart. If your hands are on the floor, bring them to your hips. Lead with your heart also. Let's come all the way up. Shoulders down and back. Knees are going to turn out. Toes are going to turn out. We're going to sink down the middle. Inhale the arms up. Wide. Exhale, push into the heels and circle the arms back. Inhaling up and wide. Knees wide too. Exhale, push through the heels, circle the arms back. Inhale, we're going to hold. Arms up and wide. Beautiful. Maybe we can go a little deeper. We're strong enough to hold the weight in our world. The weight in our world? The weight of our world. Hands to your thighs, to the tops of your knees. You're going to drop forward. Feel the weight in your hands. Twist to the right side. Drop that left shoulder towards the ground. Inhale back through center. Twisting to the left side. Inhale back through center just the once this time. Exhale, we're going to take a deep bow. Pressing through the heels, we're going to rise, come all the way up. We're turning back towards the right leg, back to warrior two. We're going to add in that last piece. Remember, we dance back and forth a little bit more creatively. So we're going to bend the right knee, warrior two. Here's the base. We're going to bring our hands to our heart. The feet are pivoting, turning towards the left leg. We could just take a little bow, push off the left leg, pivot your feet back to warrior two. You're so welcome to stay with that. Or turn that into whatever you wish. Explore. Just moving from right leg to left leg. From the front of the mat to the back of the mat. That's all we're doing. However you want to explore in those shapes. Do one more, front to back. And eventually, we're going to all come back around to the front of the mat. Hands are going to frame that right foot. We're stepping back into our downward facing dog. Marching out the legs a bit. And then the left leg, lifting it up to the sky. Bending the knee and opening up the hip. So our option here, our last pose, where we go into our deeper stretches, maybe it's a wild thing, full version of it. Or maybe we have to drop the right knee down, then pick that left foot behind us, reach the arms up. Take the modified version or the full version. But open up your heart. Beautiful. And then we're going to flip ourselves around. Knees drop to the ground and find our child's pose. The arms can be reaching forward, or perhaps even the arms come back behind us. Knees are apart, or they can be fully together, somewhere in between. And back to that beautiful song of your breath. One more breath here. And then slowly we're going to rise. Some of us are going to come onto our back to stretch out the hips, thread the needle pose. Some of us will come forward, pigeon pose, right knee to the right wrist. Foot and shin go across the mat. Left leg slides all the way back. And then settle, however you wish to settle. So we're coming either onto our back or into pigeon pose. The hips rocking gently side to side. Feeling a softening across the jaw, the face, the shoulders. Softening into that stretch within the hip. Let's take 3 more breaths here. All right, if you're on your back, we're going to take a twist. And you can either bind the legs and drop them over to the left, or unbind the legs and then drop them over to the left. If you're in pigeon pose, we're going to take our twist. Left forearm comes to the floor, goes across the mat diagonally. Right hand to the thigh. Lift yourself up, give yourself space, and then turn into your twist, looking over that top shoulder. Deepening breath. Beautiful. Let's take 1 more breath here. And then unravel. If you're on your back, that just means unravel your legs, hug them into your chest. If you're in your front, it could mean downward facing dog again. Marching out the legs, bending the knees one at a time. And finding our other side, left knee towards left wrist, foot and shin across the mat, or left ankle across the right thigh. Sliding ourselves back and down, softening down, settling in. Shoulders soft. And perhaps there's a rocking, perhaps there's a stillness. Perhaps in this space we can go back to that vitamin of the soul that is needed, just bringing that energy in with the breath. Or maybe there's a word that's bubbling up from the heart. Perhaps we can repeat that word to ourselves. creating a mantra. All right, we're going to add our twist. So if you're on your back, opening the arms, either keeping your legs bound or unrelease them. If you're on your front, right forearm goes across the mat, left hand to the thigh and twist. And pressing down so we get that little lift up. We can open and then twist. Good, 2 more breaths here. All right, so let's come out of that. If we're in pigeon, release it one more time in your down dog. You're on your back, hug your knees into your chest, give yourself the rock or the massage that you need. Eventually, we're all going to come to our seat. Whatever that looks like for us here. Cross-legged, kneeling. Eventually all coming to our seat. Taking a moment to pause, to settle. Just letting the eyes close. If that feels comfortable and right. And the shoulders softening. And feel your body planted into the earth. Fully supported, held. And the top of the head like the crown of that wildflower, reaching upwards towards the sun. And all the petals open to receive the warmth of the sun. And perhaps feeling that warmth in your very own heart. And going back to the vitamin of the soul that is needed. Perhaps it's just an energy that you feel that you want to really draw in. Perhaps it is a strength that is coming through the body and strengthening all of your tissues, your bones, your cells. Whatever it may be, really take a moment to feel it getting to work. And perhaps there's a word that comes along with it. Something that your soul needs to hear in this moment. Your heart needs to hear, your head needs to hear. And it will only come from within you, so I can't give you these words. And if nothing else, just sit for a moment with our own presence. And returning back to your breath. And draw that in, whatever that is, into your heart one more time. Maybe even sealing it with your hands here. And on your next inhale, take a big sweep of the arms up to the sky. And bringing the hands down to heart. Giving yourself a bow. Thank you so much for your practice and for your presence today. Have a very, very beautiful special day. Namaste. Thank you all so very, very much